Welcome back, I'm the Watch Nerd. On this video, we're going to go through some of these watches you've seen, some of them you haven't, but the rarest Rolexes I have personally seen. Yes, there are rare Rolexes out there, but I'm not going to talk about rare Rolex that I haven't seen, and that's what this video is about. Before I do flip you into the images, I do want to keep announcing my Chanel chain giveaway. I'm going to be giving out this chain as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers.
So starting us off with a big one, I wanted to start here. This is a 6542 original backlight, original radium lume. The actual lume still works. And the great thing about this model is, yes, it's the original GMT Master, but it is the lumed bezel was made also of radium. And with that, you can see the glow at night. So it's a very, very unique, very rare piece. It has a roulette date window, and as you can tell, that GMT hand is extremely small. So they made it for a very little amount of time. And if this was ever factory serviced, which it's never been, it's all original parts. You would never see it in that condition. Here's what really makes it special too. This you normally never see. We have the original box with. You can see the card in the back. It says you can use it for cigarettes. This is a Rolex original box with the watch, which is unbelievable. We have the warranty card. We have that sheet. Of course, I reviewed this piece. So if you want to know more information about it, you can definitely go into that one. But I'm just showing off the uniqueness. The riveted bracelet is absolutely beautiful. Everything that went along with this piece is extremely rare. I've never even seen another box that looks like this, let alone any of the paperwork and information we have with this one, because it is absolutely beautiful. So this next one you haven't seen, you've seen the other one. This is a California dial. Oyster, it is not perpetual though. It is a hand wind piece. If you read the dial, it is Rolex Royal, and it is shock resistant. You can tell on the dial, well, the hands, I should say, they're completely skeletonized. It is my favorite vintage dial, that California dial. It is beautiful. One of my favorite pieces, 31 millimeters in size, but it definitely wears a little bigger because that Oyster case, but it is a pretty small watch on the wrist. Hand winding it is absolutely beautiful, I do have to say, and it is that dial, that look and aesthetic is just absolutely mesmerizing, especially with that color, that salmon color. I don't think they have anything in production nowadays like that. I believe it is dated around the 1950s, if I do remember correctly. But look, I just noticing it. You see different things. Look at the actual triangle at the 12. It is closer to the 11. The way it looks is just absolutely fantastic. And this is why I always prefer vintage. But at the same time, I bought a modern Rolex. But that is for a different conversation. So let's continue on. So this one I'm not going to dwell on, but it is a pretty rare piece, especially to see like it in this. It's brand new, but it is the new. I guess you can call it blueberry, but it's just the ceramic sub. Very cool watch to hold in the hand, and it's kind of unbelievable that I saw it. Yes, do I think it's going to be a more mass production piece, and we're going to see another Submariner down this list that I believe has a little less production, but it is still made out of white gold, and they don't make very many of these compared to the steel. So these next two actually are the condition. That what makes them very special. This particular piece is all factory stickers. Every sticker that came on this watch is still on this watch. That's what makes it really special in my opinion. Not many of these still have factory stickers, and this particular one does. It is a hand wind Rolex print. Very, very cool watch. Not much to talk about. There are reviews out there on it, so I'm not going to try to review it, but it is just an absolute incredible piece with an 80-hour power reserve hand winding. So you might say, okay, the last one had factory stickers. What makes this one so special? This is a tricolor day date. And you may say, the watch nerd, you can see these anywhere, and they're not that expensive. Well, I'll tell you why this one is so unique. Because this watch has been worn once. I should say once out. Like the owner took it from the AD and wore it once, sold it to this collector, and that is it. So the bracelet is perfect on this watch. There is no stretch, and I did not take a picture, but there's absolute no stretch on the bracelet. It is a brand new watch. Technically it is pre-owned because he did wear it. There's no factory stickers, but it is pretty incredible. So I had to put the Leopard on here. If you were a big fan of my hunt for steals, this watch was in there. You can go back and see the exact day or date on that hunt for steel, but you will see it is in late 2020, and this watch was discontinued in 2019. So you have a lot of time that this watch was sitting at this Rolex official dealer, and you could buy this at list. It was $74,000. They were not negotiating, of course, because this particular AD and all Rolexes, they don't have to negotiate because these watches will sell for list. Now, of course, looking back at it, this watch is trading, I believe, a little over list, but in the condition it comes in. Rolex at the time in 2019 when they shipped him the watch, there was no factory sticker rule. You could, if you paid 74 grand, you can walk out of this official dealer with the stickers on, and that is pretty incredible to go into an official dealer and have, the watch with factory stickers. Very, very cool. Of course, it's the Nicolas Cage watch, but there's a lot more into this watch. This watch was released 2004, 2005, if I'm correct, or in that area, and that was never seen by Rolex. This is just incredible. I did not release a review because I really didn't get my hands on it. Uh, I didn't even hold it actually. I, of course, I wouldn't want to bother the AD, opening it up for somebody who's not going to buy it because, it's definitely not my taste, or an everyday piece, I should say. It's an 18 karat yellow gold case, sapphires going around, I believe 24 sapphires, and then you have the diamonds on the actual bracelet going inside. Very, very cool. This is way before the rainbow, way before the other hype. There's no actual icing on the lugs itself. It's actually on the bracelet, not really bracelet, but the end link, I should say. And it's got that leopard print. Look at that dial, just crazy, right? Crazy that Rolex released a dial like this. I think this is definitely underrated. Yes, they did go a little bit of the blink factor, but that's what this whole watch is about. And if the rainbow gets so much love and appreciation, this will definitely, gather from it because it is the same type of, in your face look, but it is so special. I'm not going to dwell on this one too much, but this is sort of following up from the leopard. This one is not as special in my opinion, because it's just a diamond bezel, and of course the face is diamond on there. It's mother of pearl. Very expensive. I'm not sure about the list. I know it is white gold because the trick with Rolex is anything on the leather or rubber is gold. Bracelets sometimes are gold, but anything on leather or rubber or any other material than a bracelet is gold. And that follows through with anything. So that's how you know. But this is a very, very, very interesting piece, but not as cool as the other one. And I don't think it will be as collectible as the other. It is round diamonds around, nothing crazy. It is a Daytona though, so I wanted to throw it in, and it's pretty rare to see it at retail because they normally sell pretty fast. So here we go. This is an Oyster Quartz day date 19039. So it's not the 38. The 38's without the bezel and the diamond dial with the bracelet. This is a different reference. Very rare. This is 1986. I've done many videos on it. If you've been on my channel and seen my previous videos, you would have seen this watch. It is pretty actually incredible. A very big fan of it. Diamonds, on the bezel with pyramid and then the pyramid bracelet, just really, really cool. Um, and that's all about it. If you want to go see the full reviews, you could on this piece. Very cool though, very rare. And I think it's definitely overlooked a lot. So I promised you another Submariner, and I am delivering here. This one you've never seen before. This is an absolute crazy piece. I absolutely love it. I think I like this equal to as other people's obsession with the rainbow. That's how much I love it. It is a unidirectional. Actually, yes, unidirectional. I did try it. It was one direction, so I kind of find it funny if you really had to time something you can use this bezel. And especially what I'm going to talk about, I'm laughing because this is a crazy bezel on this Submariner. It is all made out of sapphires. The diamonds are flawless, invisible baguette. The same way they make the rainbow. Just with this one, it is all perfectly matched sapphires. You will notice from, I believe, yeah, it's to 15. So 0 to 15 on the bezel, you will see different colors. So that is like on the stainless steel where they actually put, marks in the bezel to differentiate 15 minutes so you can know, when it is that amount of time. Very, very cool and very special. You don't see these very often. The white gold, the Smurf, even when they produced the Smurf because they were making this and the Smurf at the same time, you would see probably, I don't know exactly the number, but probably 10 Smurfs compared to one of these. Just incredible. If you wear this watch, I can guarantee you nobody, not only in your dinner room, but probably nobody in your state has this particular piece. That's how amazing it is. And you can see it even better in this picture. Just absolutely amazing. So this one is, I definitely saved, I don't know about the best for last, but I definitely saved one of the best on this list. This is a Zenith Daytona. I am going through all my video of it. I had a very, very short time with this particular piece. This is all, everything is exactly aligned. It is not porcelain though. You have this different bezel than the normal version, the long running version. You have the inverted six and the bezel that is different. There's three different bezels. They say that this is the more rare one, but that's all up for debate. You don't know what exactly it is, but at the same time, this is extremely rare piece. You have to realize they did make Zenith Daytonas for 12 years, but not with the inverted six is really cool. Um, but with the bezel, everything lined up. They did make porcelain dials in precious metal, and I believe they tried steel. I'm not maybe only a precious metal, but it is extremely amazing. And to have one like this is just really cool because I've never even seen another Zenith Daytona from this day, and it is just the Zenith Daytona alone is a rare piece. Yes, they made it for 12 years, but condition matters. All this stuff comes into play. And if you get one like this, it's just crazy. Um, of course, it is the older movement, older bracelet, and I like that about it. You know, the Daytona people out there watching this video will know this exact type of piece and know the rarity. I just know it is pretty rare. If it was a porcelain dial, then I would even say it is sort of equal to the 6542, even though the 6542 is just absolutely amazing. They are two different watches. And that watch is just incredible. Here are the three together. This is an Oyster Quartz. This is a regular day date, and then the Zenith. It's really cool. That would have been a cool, collection video. But I only had this Zenith for a very little amount of time. It's just so cool how Rolex. This was the last really outsourcing. Yeah, I think this was the last outsource of the movements with Rolex. So it is just pretty incredible to own one. Even anyone, even if it's steel, if it's two-toned, or if it's full gold, of course, is absolutely beautiful. I would love to know your opinions down in the comments below. What do you think about this? And what do you think the coolest one on the list is? I definitely, if I was to choose 6542 all the way, because that is just incredible with that riveted bracelet, everything lining up exactly what it is, all original parts. But this has got to be a really good contender. I would love to know yours in the comments down below. And what is your favorite Rolex out there, vintage Rolex? I would also like to know. If you do want to win the Chanel chain giveaway, there's the four steps in the description below. Thank you, and I will definitely catch you in the next one.